So today we're talking about goal in mind. So we have a future dollar amount that we want. We need to figure out how much do we need to put away now in order to reach that goal in the future. So maybe you want 30,000 for a new house, for a down payment for a new house in 10 years. Maybe you want to save up for your retirement, which you need 2.5 million in 50 years. How much do you need to save each month in order to reach that? Maybe you have an amount you inherited or something you started off with. Maybe you got a big amount at college for high school graduation. You want to put that away into an investment and save up each month so that whenever you turn 30, you have enough money to buy your first house, to put a good down payment on a house. So these are the things that we're looking for goal in mind. We have a future dollar amount in mind. We know that amount, whether it's 30,000, a million, whatever it is, and we're trying to figure out what we need to do in order to reach that goal. So let's look at this first problem. If I want 50,000 in 14 years, how much should I invest today? My account returns 9% quarterly. And so that's telling me my compounding periods. That's telling me my payments per year. So my payments per year, if it's quarterly, means it does 4 payments per year. I know how much I want. So that's my future value. 50,000 is my future value. Now I've got to figure out how I'm going to get there. It tells me my interest rate is 9%. It tells me that I am doing this for 14 years. So 14 times our quarterly payments tells us that's 56 payments. So 14 times 4 is the 56 payments. That's what we're going to type it in for our N. We don't know our present value. We don't know how much we need to invest today. That's telling us invest today is another way of saying how much do we start off with. So we're looking for present value. So that's our missing element. Now, it doesn't tell me that I'm putting more money away each quarter, so I'm assuming that's a 0. Unless you're told otherwise, it will be a 0. So now let's go ahead and plug in our numbers. Starting at the top and working our way down through our chart. So 56 is our N. We have 9 IYR. 9 IYR. And our present value is what we don't know. Our payment is 0. Our future value is what we do know this time. So we have 50,000 as our future value. And we have 4 payments per year. So 4 orange PMT. And now we're going to hit the button that we're looking for. So we're looking for present value. So present value is what I hit, and I need to invest $14,382.17 in order for me to reach my goal of 50,000 in 14 years. So let's look at this next one. This time I want $1 million when I retire in 50 years. How much should I invest each week? So we're looking at a weekly payment. My account returns 8%. And so our payments per year this time is 52. Our future value is 2 million. We are looking for how much do we need to add in monthly. It doesn't tell us we started with anything, so present value is 0. Our interest rate is 8%, and that's what the stock market has averaged. And I'm doing this every week for 50 years, so 52 times 50, and that gives me 2,600 payments. So that's roughly how many weeks you'll work, starting at 50 if you retire, or 20 if you retire at 70. And let's go ahead and clear my calculator. Orange C. Just to make sure I didn't make a mistake on my multiplication, let's do 52 times 50, and then hit N, and that was 2,600. 8 IYR, 0 present value, because I did not start with any amount in my savings. And then we have 2 million is my future value. And I am doing this weekly, so 52 orange PMT. And that tells me whenever I type in PMT that I need to add in just a little over $50 a week. If I do $57.59 every week, starting at age of 20, when I retire, I'll have 2 million. So if you started at 18, it'd be even less. So the sooner you start, the less you have to invest a month to reach your goal. Or maybe you can gain higher if you start with that same amount. Or you will gain higher if you start with that same amount. So I've talked about that we're not really worried about the negatives and positives that come out in our number. It's dealing with inflows and outflows of money. The only time this really matters is when we have a future value and either a present value or a payment or both. Right now, today, we're going to be having some that will have a future value or goal and a present value, or a future value and a payment. If that's the case, you will type a negative number for your present value and your payment as a negative number. So you have to have multiple things we're typing in. So in the previous ones, we didn't have a number we were typing in besides 0. This time we actually are going to have another number. So I can invest $3,000 today. How much should I add each month to reach $75,000 in 20 years? My account returns 6.5%, and that was supposed to say monthly. I did say it there. So we are the returns are going to be compounded monthly, so 12 times per year. Our future value is $75,000. Our payment is what we're looking for. Our present value, this is the number we have to put in as negative. And we're going to put a negative 3,000. And like I said, like I said on the previous slide, it's when we have both of those, the present value or the payment will be put in as negative. And our interest rate in this case is 6.5%. And we're doing this for 20 years, and we're doing it monthly. So 20 times 12 is 240. And we'll go ahead and type those numbers in. Clear your calculator from our last problem. Orange C and 240 N, 6.5 IYR. And the way you do your numbers for when it's negative, you type in the number, then you hit your negative sign, which is right above the blue number, and then you'll hit present value. And then we're looking for our payment, so we're not putting anything in there. Our future value is $75,000. And we're doing this 12 times per year. So 12 orange PMT. And now we have everything programmed in. We just have to hit what we're looking for. And what we're looking for is our payment. And so when we hit payment, it tells us we need to add in $130.56 per month in order for us to get to that goal.